Hello, hello, and yeah, welcome to my video. I'm recording this on the fly because it's been a couple of days now since I recorded the video, and I have made several attempts to do the second spirit guide video, and it hasn't gone according to plan. I did do one attempt of it yesterday, and the audio came out really shoddy, so I will be re-recording that in the next couple of days, and it'll go out on this channel. Just want to say thank you to everyone who's subscribed, and welcome to new subscribers to the channel as well. I just want to talk a little bit about there's been a fantastic boost of energy in the last couple of days. According to an article on in5d.com, which is a fantastic website, by the way, and always seems to be on point with these types of things. And I actually read the article. It's by a lady called I forget her full name. I know the first name is Lisa, but it's one of the first articles on there now, and it's the October 26th energy update. But I can almost sort of sense from reading the article when she's writing it that she's definitely feeling the same thing that I've been feeling over the last couple of days. Around about October 26th to 27th, there was a huge, massive a wave of energy. I believe, I kind of share her belief that it is coming at the same time with some very powerful geomagnetic storms that are happening. But irregardless of where this energy is coming from, you probably would have found that you felt an inability to function on that day. If you might have felt very, very lethargic, or just a real need to sleep. And what I found was just a tremendous sort of source of information. It was like a download of information happening, and almost an emergence of some new sides to my abilities, and it'd be interesting to see if others have shared that, had very intense psychic experiences around about it's been October 24th to the 25th, between the 24th and the 26th. So have a look at what sort of experiences you had around then, if you do document them. I do highly suggest that you document these experiences when you have them, because it's always good to look back on them. I'm terrible for it. I document everything. What I'm learning as going through these intense energy shifts is how much we get in our own way. And how much, if I get it straight in my mind that I'm able to do something, that it just seems to happen around me. I had a fantastic experience last night where I actually, for the first time, properly did a little bit of channeling, and actually had the sensations of having a spirit work through me, which was a tremendous experience. And I feel what the misconception of these energy shifts is that they make everything all transcendental and all, ooh, isn't that nice and fluffy and unicorns and things. But the opposite is very true. What it actually brings up is the drawbacks, the holdbacks, the things that are holding you back. The parts of yourself that you feel are blocking you, and this goes on a physical level, and this goes on a spiritual level, mental level. It's basically on all levels the way that this is actually happening. And I'm finding this very much in my own life at the moment. It's almost the sense of getting myself into a mindset of, I'm going to do this, or I can do this, and trusting my intuition, and really trusting intuition is huge around about these times when these shifts are happening, because what's happening is almost like the universe is showing you your true potential, showing you what you are capable of, and helping you to understand yourself and what are the barriers that are getting in your way. they're helping us as well to be more compassionate. One of the massive weird things I'm having is almost like dreams of other people's lives, and it'd be very interesting if you're listening to this video and I've had similar experiences around about the end of October, because I understand I'm saying the end of October, although it's not quite the end of October as I'm recording this, but I understand that people will listen to this video after the fact of me recording it. So it'd be very interesting to find out what sort of experiences that you've had. But for me, this phenomena I keep experiencing of just dreaming almost like a section of people's lives, like it plays out like a movie. And I'm experiencing it from a first-person perspective, like a bit like being on a holodeck in Star Trek. And sometimes it can be completely random. Some of the ones I've had have been really intense, and there's been a personal message there for me. And what I mean by a personal message is maybe not so much something that's relevant to my life here at the moment, but maybe information that perhaps I might need to be aware of, and that will be validated in some way, shape or form further down the line. I basically had an experience of living in a town in Wyoming in the USA, and the only place I've ever been to in the US is Florida, and I was very, very young, and but I went there for Disney World. What else with a small, it's one of them things, isn't it? I went to all the sites. I've never really sort of experienced living in the States, or sort of what life in the States is like, though I did meet several people when I was out there and interacted with several people, but being such a young person at that time, could only sort of interact on a certain level. But this experience I was having was a couple of young teenagers, I would have said, or in their 20s, going through a relationship difficulties where they'd grown up together, and one of them, I think that the female in the relationship wanted more, and the male was quite happy just to live in the sort of small sort of farm town that he was from. I was very much drawn to corn farming as well with this, and they eventually moved because it was taking place over a period of time, and they eventually moved and kind of moved to a bigger town. It wasn't so much a city, it was a bigger town. It was still a suburban area. And the gentleman started working for this brother and sister, this family. And I know it was something to do with transporting goods, because he was sent out to quite a remote area, and the car broke down, and he had a very difficult time getting back to the town, and the people that he was delivering to weren't very helpful, and it felt like it was quite a traumatic experience for this gentleman. And when they come back to the city, or to the town in which they lived, I know that he was talking to the brother in almost like a yard. So I know it was something to do with like building supplies or something like that he was delivering. I know that the female of the relationship was very much attracted to the brother, who was slightly older, who his intent was a bit more malicious than sort of wanted to build a relationship, or felt that, for at least my point of view. My point of view was from the young man in the relationship. And something happened with the father, and the father basically kind of spotted what was going on and put a stop to it. And they ended up moving back to the small town in which they originally came from. And it cut to about a year later, and they were actually starting some form of college or university. It was a very strange experience, because it was so real and so intense that I actually came out of the dream and then went back into it at a later time. And I have absolutely no idea why I had this experience or what relevance it basically is to me at the moment. If you're listening to this video and this actually makes a bit of sense to you, please let me know, because perhaps there's a message in there for you, and obviously if it is someone that this specifically relates to, that I can actually deliver the message, because I can form a link then with this person psychically. I feel that there's this strong pull to someone by the name of Cassie as well involved in this. I feel like the name is Catherine, but they call her Cassie for short. I know that the brother and sister, they're a bit older. They're light brown hair, the pair of them. The sister has got a short wavy hair. It's like shoulder length wavy hair, and the gentleman, the brother, is quite tall. A little bit of facial stubble, but not a lot, and he's quite slim. The couple, the young girl in the couple has got dark hair. She's very slim, quite round in the face, and the gentleman is I felt that towards the end of the dream experience that I had, that he had a bit of deterioration in his eyesight, because he was wearing glasses in the last part that I saw him, and he wasn't having any issues with the eyes throughout the experience that I actually went through. So when these shifts are coming in, I feel that it is almost like a download of information, and I feel like sometimes this download of information can be almost on a personal level. I feel there is information that is beneficial to the collective. When I say collective, I mean humanity, primarily, but not just humanity, because I have noticed that animals around me seem to be exhibiting symptoms of going through these shifts as well. And what I also have been feeling is an intense feeling of just feeling drained. The tiredness was the first thing I felt, and then the sickly feeling, and feeling as if there's just so much energy that I couldn't actually be in my house. We did go out for a walk with the dogs that eventually rose at about 5 o'clock in the afternoon, which is very uncommon for our dogs. And when we were away from the house, I felt that the energy had basically subsided a little bit, and it was more tolerable. But when we were in the house, it was very intense. It felt like the only thing that you could do was sleep. And it's almost like waves of it have been coming over the last couple of days, because what I feel is it's like an intense, as if something's happening to the body. And this is what the articles on In5D corroborates, and there's a few other sources as well that have corroborated this happening. Like I did in the first video, I think the most amazing person that I've seen that have actually given information about this shift and how it's manifesting itself is Dolores Cannon, because of the way in which she got her information through using the quantum healing hypnosis technique, and how different bits of information was guided to her over a period of time through the various clients of which she worked with. Now, for me, that is a fantastic bit of validation for information, because it's not coming from one source. Having had experiences with working with spirit now for many years, as much as I enjoy working with spirit, the validation of this is very, very personal. And I find when you're actually looking into things that are more sort of extroverted, or on a stage that is more public, then I feel that it's good when validation comes from other sources. This is why we do the sort of work we do with the paranormal, where we document the evidence to get that validation and understanding of how spirit interact from an external source as well as through a medium. It also corroborates what the medium is getting as well. So I'm always drawn to when this information comes through different sources and different ways of actually collecting evidence and gathering evidence. So it does feel that, though I'm not too up on this sort of side of it, that there is definitely changes, physical changes happening to the body, or maybe not so much on the physical level, but definitely on your astral, ethereal bodies, and I feel that is something that is a strong focus at the moment, especially towards the end of October, going into November. Moving forward, I feel this is for me personally, and I feel if you're exhibiting these symptoms one of the things that's been beneficial is to literally just trust your intuition and go where you're drawn, and just take in the information that comes from the various sources. And sometimes this information can be quite out there, but just as an old friend used to say to me, park the information and let it be validated in its own time. What I feel moving forward is that I would be working personally, and I feel this is the same for many others that are going through these shifts, which I feel everyone will go through them at one stage or another, or everyone is going through them on one level now. I think the more sensitive that you can be to these energies, you just recognize it more, but you will find that there are physical, on the physical plane alone, that you're having a lot of things maybe coming up. You might be experiencing physical symptoms like flu-like symptoms, and generally just having things from the past that are manifesting themselves, and a general urge to be more creative. Creative energies are really, really powerful right now, and a need to express your own truth. And I feel this is something that is also helping me, is just having that ability to express my own truth and outlet what I'm thinking and feeling. Because with that way, then you can kind of gravitate people towards you, or you can generate, you can share information, I guess. I suppose the best way to do it. I feel that my biggest thing that I'm working on at the moment is creating my reality then through working with heart-based energies, almost like holding your intent, but not so much holding it in your mind like we try to hold our thoughts and focus in our mind. Is actually holding it in the heart. And the way to do that, I feel, is almost like to focus on what you're feeling, thinking, and what experiencing at the moment, but feel it from a heart perspective. And it's almost, as I explained in the last video, like a deep burning sensation, and you feel it to a point where it almost kind of hurts. And it's almost like you're working through it on an energetic level. You're sensing the energetic blocks that are around you, or within your own energy field. So again, when these experiences happen now, I'm going to produce different videos and just talk about them a little bit more. All these videos are from my own experience, from things that maybe I've looked at, or just my general gut feelings at this time. And I feel that's a good. I feel that's a good thing, because everyone has their own interpretation, and sometimes what I have been doing is documenting what I've been feeling, thinking, and hearing, etc. And again, letting the information be validated from several different sources. I did watch a video the other day. I'll have to see if I can find it again. I put a link in the description below, with a gentleman that's actually been touring, giving spiritual themed talks at this time, where he talks a little bit about different groups are feeling different things at this point. So I feel that you have to speak your truth, and you have to just lay it out there, what you're feeling, thinking, and hopefully the idea is that it'll help people on some level, so that you feel you don't have to, you're not going through this on your own. It is. So that concludes today's video. I am going to work a little bit more on the spirit guide video. I didn't want to release the one I recorded yesterday because the audio is absolutely terrible. It reminds me of an old VHS recording, when the tracking's off. I don't know why, but for some reason the microphone just decided it wasn't going to play ball yesterday. So I will be recording that again, and episode 20 for Paranormal Evidence Archives is in the works at the moment. It's taking a little bit longer because of the venue that we worked at, and I want to actually be able to do it justice. Some of the evidence archives are a little bit easier than other because they're just one lengthy scene or a couple of scenes which you can just you can work quite easily with on an edit suite. This next episode is going to be a fully fledged investigation, so because all of them are fully fledged investigations, but this is actually set up for the purposes of making a video. So I want to make sure that when it goes out there, it is the best it possibly can be. And rather than rushing it to completion, I thought I would just give it a little bit more time just to develop it and make sure that it's actually completed to a satisfactory level that I'm happy with. And being the fact that we've actually recorded 20 episodes this year is a fantastic feat as far as I'm concerned. Being that I just started off doing the video as just a fun way of documenting some of the evidence that we'd had from some of our events, and it's morphed into something a bit better a bit better than that. So, and there's plenty of plans to take more episodes, so perhaps going into the end of 2016, 2017, maybe by April 2017 we'll be approaching episode 40 or 50, and that would be tremendous if we can get there. Again, your feedback is always welcome. Thank you very, very much for listening to this video. Let me know in the comment section below if you enjoyed this video, and give us a thumbs up in the give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you liked the video or disliked the video. And for more updates, which are going to be posted more regularly than they have been in recent weeks, mostly in the form at the moment of talks like this, but more sort of content which is going to be edited, etc., will be coming very, very shortly. So please subscribe to this channel to get all that. If you do have any questions, or if there's anything that I can possibly help you with, or if you can identify with the dream experience that I had personally, please do let me know, and we'll see if we can get to the bottom of why I actually had that experience in the first place. And until next time, please do take care.